Hello, my fellow Gen Z. Today we are looking at some woke TikToks. Now, I don't know how, because look, I got an American flag. You can hate me all you want because I love this flag, and you can hate me for it all you want, but I love this flag to death. I mean, I have a question for you guys. Is it entirely possible to love your country but hate the people who run it? I feel like this is a good question for you to think about, and I need to think about this myself. But the thing is, I think it's entirely possible. I do believe it's genuinely possible to love your country but also hate the people who run it. So yeah, that's my philosophical me coming out a little bit. All right, video number one.
Navarro stuck any good lately? What's wrong, Navarro? I think you like a big in your mouth. Ha ha ha. Hey.
And to think that's so acceptable. This is acceptable for children to read and look at, and no one thinks that's bad. These books. I'm sorry, the mic is blowing out in the on my computer, but most of the stuff that they're making kids read is outright pornography. I cannot speak today, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on. Straight up pornography. Gay pornography, straight pornography, lesbian pornography. It's not good. Like it's like this gentleman right here, he's reading just a simple paragraph from the book, and even the freaking school board of education over here, or wherever the state this is just like, I don't like that. Well, if it's not okay for you to look at, then why is it okay for kids? I just don't get it.
23. The other
Your language is inappropriate. You're showing this to kids. You are showing this to kids. And you don't see anything wrong with it. Shame on you, whoever lets that happen. Yeah.
How have these board members not been voted out yet?
Exactly.
This kind of language isn't even acceptable for adults. Imagine teaching it to children.
Here it is. What's the educational benefit of talking about what's the educational benefit of talking about that? Is that going to help someone?
This ain't sex ed, or when I was in school, it's safer choices ed, because they didn't want the signatures. No, this ain't sex ed we're talking about, and it's on. I just can't. I can't. I don't even see the logic behind it.
Score. Hear me kind. Get a shot of that. She can care less. That's a sign. She needs to put.
That's not the point. That's not the point. That is not the point. The point is not hurting. It's not about hurting gay kids or like kids that have like they're gay, straight, or lesbian. You know, you get the idea. It's not the point. We're not. Republicans are not trying to hurt gay people. It's about common sense. I mean, don't have that right now because what they're letting the kids read.
Oh, you're putting me out. For what? For asking you to abide by the rules. A board member held up a sign.
This is shameful.
But
This is
the audience
outright
couldn't hold up signs.
This is outright shameful. There's no shame if it's like they said. It's inappropriate for you to read. It's acting inappropriate. And this guy, he's just reading a simple book they have in the library. I'm sorry, I just don't see the common sense.
This is tyranny, and we're dealing with a corrupt government system.
I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous.
But the fact that this board member even had the audacity to say this language is inappropriate, ma'am, I think that's the whole point. I don't care what their reasoning for these books are, all these board members should be fired and put through intensive ethics courses.
Right, man.
Okay, so This is our polycule. This is everybody, okay? We also have 2 kids, but we don't show them on TikTok. Okay, so, me.
This is a really sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but this is a really effed up mathematical equation. She's dating him, but he's whatever the hell they are. It's just messed up, and you have kids involved with it, man. Queer, polycule. What happened to moral values? What happened to traditional one-on-one man and woman but what happened to just traditional, just monogamous? Is that the right word? Monogamous? I mean, I know we live in the new world and times are changing, but that doesn't make it right. There's no way in hell that just because you think it's okay right now, but it's the case, and why would you need to justify if it was okay? You know what I mean? Like, for this kind of, I don't agree. I just don't agree with it. I'm sorry. I just don't.
And Kyle have been together for 8 years. Been poly the whole time, okay? Me and Kyle are in a triad with Kit. We have been together, the 3 of us, for 3 years. We have 1 child together, and she's 5. Oh, we don't show the kids on TikTok, though. Okay, so, me and Kyle, and Kit, we're triad, okay? Okay. Now, me and Sam and Kit.
The fact that you have to explain what's going on is a big red flag, in my opinion. And also, if anyone has seen, like, those cheater shows, like, Dr. Phil, Steve Wilkos, just shows where they show what happens when you're in a polycule, I guess that's the right word, but it shows what happens. It's just nothing, ends up a gigantic mess, and you're adding kids to the equation. It's just not right.
And Katie.
And you're probably thinking, Gen Z Republican, what makes you say that? See, I'm religious, right? I believe that God and Jesus is my savior. I am a Christian, right? And in the Bible, it quotes saying, "Man shall not lay with man like woman." And I'll find some more Bible quotes, but the point is that in my Christian eyes, this is not right. And like you say, this is the new age. Times are changing, and you sound like an old fart just talking nonsense. But still, that's because my opinion is older or traditional thinking. Still, I don't see the point of agreeing that this is okay. And the fact that there's people right now saying, you have to do this, or you're transphobic, you're homophobic, or if you don't agree with me, I'm just this automatic piece of shit because I just don't agree with you. I'm just sorry. I'm not sorry. It's not my fault that, no, I'm just not. And I need to continue the video.
Met around the same time. I started dating Sam, and Kit started dating Katie around the same time. My dogs are going crazy. Okay, so I started dating Sam, Kit started dating Katie, and then just about a little over a month ago, we moved everyone in together. So everyone lives in the same house now. We all live together.
Oh, and you all live together. Oh my God! Can you imagine what going to bed is like in this house? It'd be like a freaking comedy movie. Like, it just sounds like a big joke to me. I'm sorry.
Also, I should have definitely done this at the beginning, but pronouns, mine are she, her,
Oh,
he, him.
And also we had to include the pronouns so no one gets offended. Okay. Okay.
They, them, they, he, and Kyle's are he, him.
That's me. That's me.
You have your ordinary Hollywood love triangles, and then you have whatever the heck you call this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think my
what
AP
do you
math
call
questions were
this?
easier
That's a
than
good
following
point.
along this group's dating tree. Someone help these folks.
There is a question that needs to be thrown in the trash and set on
Oh,
fire.
great. A proud parent. Okay.
And that is when people ask me, hey, do you have kids? And I respond with, yeah, 3. The question is always, boys or girls? And that question needs to be removed from every single language because it is
Removed from the language, then... This is just a whole can of worms I don't want to get into, but I will one point.
super uncomfortable for the other person when I respond with 2 girls and 1 non-binary. And then they look at me like I have 2 heads and they're like, what's non-binary again? Well, they don't identify as male or female. It's actually genius. They found a loophole in the system and they get to pave the way and be whoever they want to be without stereotypes. It's brilliant. So not she, nope, they, them. Yeah, see, I don't get that. I'll never understand it. Yeah, I didn't.
Same here. I'll never understand why. It's just, I don't know.
Understand it either.
I
until
give
my
up
kid told
at
me
this
they were
point trying to
non-binary,
understand
and I made
it.
a point to understand it, and I hope you would do the same if and when your child comes to you with the same thing.
Look, that's not the point. The point is that I get that there are kids that are gay. I get it. And I agree there should be no hate toward gays, trans, or anyone above the list of what they are. And there should be no hate. But you at least try to make it make sense. That's all I'm asking. Make it make sense to me. If you can do it, then I will try and see your way. And because I'm an open-minded guy, believe it or not. Just because I'm a conservative doesn't mean I'm not open-minded. I'm open-minded. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. And how am I supposed to make it logically sense if nothing makes... You get it. If nothing makes sense, it can't compute with me. So... sit me down one day and explain it to me why denying the fact that it's not denying, but forget it. I give up.
It's never awkward for me, but for the other person, yeah.
Growing up as a kid in this generation would actually have its perks. I'd tell my mom I identify as an Apache helicopter and watch her defend me in front of strangers like this.
This guy's got the
Hope
right
this woman
idea.
realizes kids usually have no idea what they're talking about.
It also reinforces the fact that passability equals my safety. The more passable I am as a cisgender woman, the less likely I am to experience discrimination. Do I agree with that? Absolutely not. I think it's horrific that cis people have put a standard on trans people of what we have to look like to gain your respect, to gain your affirmation of who we are. It doesn't matter how I show up. I am a woman. My womanhood is so deep inside of me, at the core of who I am, just like everybody else's gender identity out there, cis or trans.
Sometimes I really can't comprehend the mental gymnastics these people have to do in order to see the world this way, and also victimize themselves. Let me know in the comments what you would rank her passability as a woman at.
Well, she wasn't a woman originally. Then he became a she, and now she's a woman, but she was originally a man. See, I just don't get it.
For those people questioning whether I actually consider myself a woman, 100%.
Dude, you look nothing like a woman. If you're gonna look, if you're gonna be trans, a man become a woman, at least look like a woman. Cause this whole I got a beard and call me a woman, and you're not going under any transitioning treatment to become a woman, and you still have your wing wang, and you still have your beard, and you still have your Adam's apple, and you can't get rid of the Adam's apple, but you can't just say I'm a woman one day out of the blue and automatically be applied to you. It just doesn't make sense.
I consider myself a woman. I see myself as a woman. I feel like
that dude's got the pink nails and everything.
A woman. I live as a woman every day. The difference between me and most other trans people is I don't give a what you see from how I feel. I know how I feel, and that's it.
If that was the case, then why do you need to tell everyone on TikTok that you don't give a crap, and you need to profess that you're a woman, and you need to talk to the people on the internet just to outright tell them I'm a woman and you must treat me as such.
And I'm going through an experience right now, and I'm allowing people to see that experience because I think that it's important.
It's this thing. If you're saying you're different than trans people, then you're not trans. Or, hold on. Let me think. Let me compose my thoughts for a second. You see yourself as differently from a trans person because you still look like a man.
For people.
And
types of experiences. But I am a woman. I go into the women's bathrooms. I use women's changing rooms. It's been this way for...
I'm saying, if I was a woman and this individual were to walk in and start changing right in front of me, I would feel very uncomfortable. One, because he still has his man parts, and you're changing right in front of a woman, and that doesn't... And the women are just okay with it? They're okay with a man that still has his parts to change with women? I imagine that this, with the all gender bathrooms and males going into females' bathrooms, and none of the women seem to have a problem. And if you don't have a problem with it, okay. But if you're a woman, you should just... Because you have a right to your own privacy, and... I don't even know what I'm trying to say. You're a woman, and I agree that women should stay in the women's bathroom, and men should stay in the men's bathroom. I don't believe in this... Men can go in the women's bathroom and the women can go in the men's bathroom. And you may say that that's discrimination, but I just keep seeing things lately where, I hate to say it, but women are being sexually assaulted in the women's bathroom by trans women, if I'm getting this correct. And they say there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm hearing all of this, and I'm supposed to be okay with it. No, I don't. That's not right. All right.
3+ years, I have less lived experience as a woman than some other women.
So we have a bearded man telling us he's a woman and using the
Exactly.
women's restroom. You could ask 1,000 people on the street if he's a man or a woman, and they'd give you the same answer. I'd just love to see him try that in some other countries out there and see what the authorities do to him.
Welcome to
I'm saying, because America is more accepting to trans people than most. Actually, no. We're the most. America is the most like accepting toward trans, but in other countries, like, well, take that back. I'd say at least England or Germany or other some different European countries. I mean, some of them might accept it, some don't. But I would say America is the most welcoming, accepting to trans people than most countries. And yes, I agree with that.
In the life of a fat activist, I start the day off feeding my cat some treats because she needs to know that unless she's fat, I won't love her. Then I took a bath because I am far too lazy to stand and need to preserve all the calories that I can for the day. Then I filmed some TikToks, making sure to glorify obesity and show everyone how cool and trendy it is to be fat. On my way to the doctor's, I stopped at Dunkin' and got the sugariest coffee possible and ate 24 donuts. At the doctor, I made sure he knew that I knew more than him, and I berated him over any medical advice or testing he wanted to do. After that, I headed to my yoga class, where...
What makes you better than the doctor? Just because you have all these woke ideologies that disagree with basic medical and biological science, you think you know everything? Okay, if you say so.
Instead of taking the class, I sat in the back and yelled at everyone, telling them to stop exercising and to get fat instead. Because being...
Okay, now this is where I have a problem, okay? Just because you're fat and you're happy that you're fat, okay, you're happy that you're fat. Look, good for you. But to tell everyone else that, oh my god, everyone, you should get fat because it's a trend, that is disgusting to me. You don't have a problem. You want acceptance toward fat people, but you want to discriminate people who don't want to get fat. And that's okay to you. That's not right.
Skinny is bad. Cheers. Stay fat.
I agree. Being too skinny is bad, but if there's a different kind of skinny, you know what I mean? Like there's a good skinny and there's a bad skinny. If you're so skinny that you're nothing but bones and a walking skeleton with flesh, then yes, I agree that kind of skinny is bad and you should take care of yourself more. But there's a good kind of skinny where you're nourished and you're okay. But to this individual, just being skinny is bad. And it's not good. Because they don't want to get fat. That's just being a toxic individual, if you ask me.
Y'all.
Holy cow! I'm not for the promotion of unhealthy habits or lifestyles, but you guys have to admit this is some elite god-tier trolling. She's obviously being sarcastic, but putting that aside, some fat people are actually delusional.
I know she's being sarcastic, but the message is not good. Stop exercising, get fat, be unhealthy. It's a trend. It's good for you to be trendy. Like, just because it's a trend doesn't mean it's good. I'll just say that.
Delusional to this point, which is why it takes us a while to figure out if they're being serious or not. Anyways,
with these kind of people, you don't know. It could be trolling, or they could be just promoting their lifestyle. And depending on your lifestyle and your choices and how you tell people that being fat is good. Okay, I'm done talking.
I hope this woman is self-aware enough to work towards a healthier lifestyle.
Hey, oh, look at this.
Here they are.
Have we named her? What's her?
I'm in support of my daughter Ruby. I'm having them be a they them.
Oh.
I'm gonna just call them they them, and they are doing great. and they're settling.
This is what we call a trendy mother right here. Like I said, just because it's a trend to call your daughter they, them, doesn't mean it's good. And you may disagree with me on that, sure. But I have my view, and you have yours.
You serious?
Wow, how inclusive and progressive. Not surprised one bit that Hollywood celebrities continue to pander to their woke audience. And of course she has to give inclusive
Oh look, it's Hollyweird at its best.
pronouns to the statue. Does any of this even surprise you guys anymore?
It doesn't.
I feel like this craziness has been around so much it's become the norm, and we're all...
It's just because it's my generation and Gen Alpha, we're desensitized to it. That's why we see on the internet daily, on TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter, all your social media, you'll see that promoting this, because the Democrats, they want to desensitize us to gender and all this, and it's not all right. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Like I said, I'm still new to being a commentator on YouTube, so I'm still working on it. All right, see you later.